Baseball's gotten me through my education. It has allowed me to do what I had to do in school to be able to perform out of school. My name is Dave Andrew and I'm from Ewing, New Jersey, and I'm a health and physical education major. I transferred from Mercer County Community College and did my 2 years there. I got my associate's degree in exercise science and then transferred here in the fall of '09. It was the first day of practice my sophomore year at Mercer. It was January 12th. I was driving down the road and it was the same way I go every day. I went every day. I went down the highway, got off exit 67, went this way every time, and a car had come out of the shopping center ahead, the Wawa shopping center, and there was a no left turn sign coming out of the shopping center. And I was driving down the left lane, approaching a red light, and she came out and made a left turn, and she hit my back passenger right door, which caused my car to do like a 180. And then once I did the 180, the two driver's side tires bit and caught the road and blew out, which caused my car to flip over end 3 times. It caused my arm to fly out the window. And then once my arm went out the window, then the car proceeded to flip, which crushed my arm 3 times. And one guy came up to me, and he ultimately saved my arm. He had located the blood that was dripping from all over my leg, everything. I was losing massive amounts of blood. And he had tied a tourniquet, a bandana, around my arm. And I to this day, if that hadn't happened, I probably wouldn't have a left arm. So I get out of surgery on the 16th of January. And next morning, doctor comes in, and he goes, honestly, with the damages that you've had, he goes, you're probably not going to be able to play competitively again. Ultimately, when I heard that, I wanted to use that. I wanted to use exactly what that doctor said as my motivation to get back and do everything I possibly could to one day go back into that office and say, you know what, I did it, and I proved you wrong. I was in home confinement for 2.5 months. Within those 2.5 months, I had an occupational therapist as well as a physical therapist come to the house. And what they would have me do, they'd have me do a lot of basic range of motion activities and basic strength exercises. I was doing basic tricep exercises, basic forearm exercises. I was using the gripper for the hand just to get my grip back because I had no strength whatsoever in my left arm at all. Or March or February of 2010 is when the rehabilitation stopped. I knew coming in that with the development that I've had from the past 6 months, 7 months of rehab, that I probably wasn't going to be able to play in the spring, but I wasn't positive because I knew if I made it this far from April to September, that I could probably make it that much further from September to February when baseball actually started. I used all of it for motivation. I used that I couldn't play right away. I used what the doctors had said. Even the lady who hit me, I used what she did, her actions to disobey the law by making an illegal left. I used all of that to motivate myself to, at one point, try and get back and play. It was a Sunday. It was the last day of the series. It was our third to last series of the year. It was April 18th, 2010. And Brian Rourke came down, jogged down to the bullpen and said, yo, you're going in. I was like, what? I was like, dude, I haven't played in a game in 2 years. Bottom of the ninth comes, last at-bats. Kid throws the first pitch, ball. And I look back and I was like, damn, it's kind of fast. And then look back, second pitch, he throws a slider in the dirt, and he gets by the catcher. And our guy on first, Dave Anderson, moves to second. So there's a guy on second with 2 outs. He threw a fastball, and I lined a double in the left center. And the only thing I remember from that day was getting on second base and looking back into the dugout and just seeing every single one of our players, every one of my teammates standing, and my coaches standing, everybody, even the other team, because I guess they must have known. Every one of the parents, everybody was on their feet, giving me a standing ovation, just clapping for me. I teared up. I said to myself, I did it. It was just probably one of the greatest things that's probably happened to me so far in my life. Being able to overcome adversity, being able to overcome all the critics who said, no, you can't come back. It's too much. The biggest thing is don't quit. Because in your mind, the easiest thing you can do is quit. If you're going through a hard time, it doesn't necessarily have to be an injury. If you're going through a death in the family, or if you're going through an injury, or if you're going through bad grades in school, the biggest thing is don't quit. Because once you quit, you let it take the best of you. You let that injury, you let that bad grade, you let the death in the family, you let it get to you instead of doing everything in your willpower to overcome that obstacle. I think you get a better satisfaction of saying to yourself, oh, well, I was able to overcome that,